Go. Okay. Hey, Brit.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fantastic.
How
are you?
I'm gonna be
You
way
need a
better
drink.
when I like chug this.
Had a day. Just been busy.
I feel like I could do a compilation of me just like hammering rosé.
I think that would be a great way to start the episode.
Anybody want to see that? I feel like I start it that way every time. Let's be honest.
Is my microphone okay, by the way? Can we do a microphone, like,
Yeah, are you
position-wise?
one?
Because I struggle with...
I know. Your
I
mic
struggle.
is good. I'm turning you up a bit, even though in post, like I can... Will you talk?
Yes. Hello. I know, it's
Okay.
so weird. It's like awkward.
Yeah, I think it's just because my voice, it carries because
you
I'm
speak from
so
the solar
used
plexus.
to like... Well, or the diaphragm, but yes, same thing.
Yeah, depending,
Depending on what you believe. But
subscribe to.
anywho, okay, so just full transparency here. It's been a little bit of a shit show.
Yay!
Pre-show because I am a dumbass and I forgot. Well, okay, I know those are not the words you should say. Whatever, because thoughts become things. But
where would that leave you?
I know. I guess I'm a donkey. Anyway, I forgot very vital tools that we need to film this episode and record, and they're memory cards. You know, you need them. Didn't have them, had to go by CVS, and then I forgot the micro SD card that goes into this little setup that
Because they were with the memory cards. It's,
yeah,
naturally they go
so,
together.
Luckily, I am just so skilled in all things audio that I was able to go a little new setup here. But the downfall to that is Brittany is running the show because my computer is quite literally tied up.
Hey, guys.
So, yeah, what's going on, Brit? Are we doing a vibe check? I have a feeling that we're starting with vibe check.
I think we have to start with the vibe check, right?
Okay.
Isn't that what we do? Yeah.
Go ahead.
My vibe is good. I traveled today, so I was like, I don't know, like I need a little bit of a drink.
Okay,
but it was fun.
Because
I
it's
like
stressful?
moving around.
Do you find
no,
traveling
I just get
during
tired.
this? Okay.
I get tired. Like I woke up like at 5.
So drinking doesn't make you sleepier?
No, it makes me happier.
Okay.
I know.
Oh, well, yeah. Ideally.
So the vibe is getting better and better.
That's good.
What about you?
My vibe is good. I'm just like checking levels here really quick. I can't tell the time on this, so that's brilliant. But we're starting 4:19. So okay. I'll just do the quick math in my head. I'm terrible at math.
I'm really bad mental math. Like,
my vibe is good. I'm actually really into this outfit.
It's so cute.
Like I think you can see. But you know what? I like was thinking about it after I put it on. It's so 70s, duh. I mean, they're bell-bottom jeans. But do I look like Ronald McDonald?
No, are you kidding me?
You hesitated.
No, because I had to picture it. I'm like, what does he look like again? Yeah.
Like I have the red, and this yellow stripe, I think, is what's really selling it for me. But
I love it.
Thank you.
I mean, weigh in, guys. Like, tell us on Insta if you like the outfit. But I think it's really cute. Like, I think it's very 70s chic.
Thank you. Okay.
Very high fashion. You know what I mean?
And that is how you bait
Very
someone
you.
for a compliment. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Okay, so we're both pretty good. We're
good.
given what, the little hang-ups, which I just feel like because we're just on the right path, that's just going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like we touched on that. We're like, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, sometimes you're going to get knocked off a little bit. It's like a test.
It is. It's a
But
test.
We're still here.
And here's the thing, though, like, this is what I love about you. I am more inclined to be like, okay, I tried and I'm done today. You know?
No.
Yeah, like when I found out that we forgot that micro SD, I was like, maybe we'll just do a marketing meeting. But Brittany was like, no, it's okay. Like, you know what I mean?
Is that how I sound?
Well, no, but you're very calm.
Like a Care Bear or something.
She's very calm and she's very like, it's okay. Like, let's figure out a solution. And I'm more like, nah. So it is what it is.
Well, that's why we work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we work. Okay, so how does this happen, Raven?
How does what happen?
You usually take us through here. Can you just do it?
Okay, yeah. All right. I was actually hoping you would do this.
I wanted to use my new iPad today, but like honestly, whatever.
That's why I did not suggest
We're
you
pivoting.
just giving this to me because I was like, well, it's her brand new iPad and I know she wants to use it, but here we go.
Clutching it to my chest.
Let's do Spirit Guide because even though our lives can be kind of a hot mess like today, we like to think that we offer good advice.
the best
intuition
advice for others.
We're going to do things a little bit differently with the tarot reading. We're going to do one card pull, which signifies advice moving forward. So just kind of read the card, Brittany will, and we'll try to come up with, a solution to whatever it is you're going through. So right now we've got one from Stephanie. 2 of my coworkers and good friends were recently promoted. I'm happy for them, but 6 months ago, I was told I'd receive a raise and a promotion. Nothing's happened. Part of me feels like I should stay in my worth and find a job that values me. Part of me feels like I should give my current company, been here 2 years, a chance. What should I do? This is such a predicament. It's the classic, should I stay or should I go? And I don't know if you're like me, which I just feel immense amount of loyalty to things and people when maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm totally like that.
Yeah, because it's like, well, they've done this for me, so maybe I should stick it out, stick around. It's really a tough predicament to be in. So without looking at the card, what do you think, Brittany? Like, what would you do in this situation?
I think you have to really weigh it out. It's one of those things where you have to kind of be strategic. Like, I know that there are times when we all have these knee-jerk reactions. Like, I've been there where I'm like, I am so over this. Like, I'm out. But then you're like, okay, wait, hold on. What do I really want? Let me figure it out, kind of write it down, go through it, really think about what's best for you and reframe it. Like, what can I keep getting from this situation? And when is it going to make sense and make my life better to change?
Yeah.
I feel like you just have to kind of reframe it because it can get you down.
You do. It can get you down. And also, for me, I just think about other people way too much. And this is, let's be honest, it's your life. You have to make the right decisions and the right calls for you. And so, of course, you don't want to disappoint people or upset or get anybody mad. But okay, well, are you going to be disappointed or upset or mad in 6 months because you stuck it out, because you were hoping that things would change, because, you know what I mean? So what's going to be best for you in this moment right now that's also going to be best for you in the future? And keyword being you. It's not about anybody else.
Ooh, I like it.
Do you?
Yes, that was great advice. And we got the 5 of Swords.
Okay, tell us about the 5 of Swords. What does it represent?
Well, if we look at this guy, he's holding swords. So obviously he's fighting. Swords represent thinking. So you're obviously thinking a lot about what's going on. And there are 2 people walking away. They've dropped their swords. And he's still holding his swords. But he's got one up, one down. So I would interpret this for you. Just really think about it. Really don't jump ship yet, I think is what it's saying. You can probably walk away in the future when the time is right, but that time is not right now.
Okay, that's good.
That's what the spirit guide has said.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense too, because like you said about knee-jerk situations, when they're super impactful, it's your job, it's your livelihood. And I'm not saying that there aren't more jobs, because we subscribe to a universe of abundance. But I think that you want to be strategic about it. And mostly, like Brittany said, you want it to be, this is a little controversial, because some people believe in this and some people don't. But divine timing, sometimes the universe needs a little bit of time to work for you, and it's not always on your schedule. So I think,
amen.
I think if you put out into the universe that you are looking for something that's going to be beneficial and opportune for you moving forward, it will present opportunities, whether they're within your workplace, which maybe would be ideal if you do like it and you like the people you work with, or it could just be with another company. And I think, what do you think the best way to do that is?
I think to look at, okay, so I'm a really emotional person, and like you said, we all get emotional about our jobs. It's what we do every day. We can't help but tie a little bit of ourselves to it. So for me, I look at my emotions as information, and I try not to make decisions when I feel emotional, even though you really want to.
Yeah.
And I sit with it, and then I'm like, what is this telling me about what I really want? So for you, I would start researching. I would research other avenues. Start, maybe make a vision board. Think about what you really want. And then start thinking about how you can move towards that in a way that makes sense, that doesn't blow up your life today, because that's the tough thing, right? We want to move on. We want to always be growing and moving forward and making good decisions for ourselves. But sometimes it is a timing thing, like you said, Raven. And I think
it really is.
we have to, that's when we get to master our emotions. I know it's not Doesn't sound fun, but
yeah,
it's a good skill.
I really do. Ooh, I really don't worry, I didn't spill.
No, you're good.
Could you imagine this day?
Right?
Do you imagine?
Oh my God, my nail just popped off.
You guys,
I can't.
What just happened in the last 10 seconds? What the fuck? So anyway, like we give great advice, but we're a shit show. Like I said, like, and we're not. And that's the thing. I feel like there's a spider right there.
Ew! You guys help us. Come get us. Come get us. We need help. Like you guys, what?
I literally can't with us right now. What is going on? Okay. What were we even talking about? Oh, I just wanted to say like 2 things. One, Brittany and I are not sitting here pretending like we have it all together. Obviously, we're infested with spiders and
our nails are popping off.
Nails are popping off. I'm almost spilling. This is our jank setup today. But going back to what I was saying before, that madness just erupted. Feelings, you really don't want to act on them because feelings are so temporary. They're a great indicator of our thoughts. Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind because if we go back to our manifestation episode, it's thoughts become things. And then speaking to, Stephanie's dilemma, I would say it goes back to our Manifestation 101 episode where you need to take inspired action presented with opportunities from the universe. So if you see like a job listing that would be perfect for you, apply. Or maybe you're not even in the application mode and you just need to update your resume or whatever it is. Like that's the inspired action the universe looks for, and then it'll give you those opportunities. Or vice versa.
100%. You've got this. We believe in you. You're an astronaut.
Cheers to you.
It's gonna
Hopefully
work out.
your life is better than
it's gonna work
today.
out, yeah.
No, it always will.
Let me pop off now, but
friendships are so necessary. I mean, here's what I've always said. Think about this. Like if you really want to get existential.
Oh, we do.
We are on this planet with like 7-8 billion other people. Mm-hmm. I've always wondered like, why are we with other people? If not to learn from them or teach them something, right?
Probably both,
like, just
right?
like connect both.
I feel like every person you meet, you learn something. Like they're there to teach you something, you're there to teach them something.
Yes, exactly.
Totally.
It's all about connection. Otherwise, I just feel like we wouldn't be on this planet with other people.
I agree.
Anyway, in our lives, we have our family, we've got our friends. Family we can't choose. Wish I could sometimes.
Me too.
My family can be a hot mess. Not talking about my parents, but
yeah, my family's wild too. That's another episode.
I know we should definitely get into that.
That's the Thanksgiving and Christmas episodes. Like, okay, you're going home. Here's what we do.
Yes, but we do choose our friends, and I want to talk about today the friendships that we have in our lives that maybe push our buttons a little bit. Maybe they push our boundaries, which is arguably worse than your buttons. People overstepping your boundaries is really uncomfortable, and sometimes you don't know how to handle it. So yeah, I want to open the conversation to instances and times where we felt like friends have kind of bulldozed over our boundaries or just wanted to take from us. And how we handled that. So do you have a story in mind? I do.
How much time do you have? No, I'm kidding.
Well, we currently have about 15 minutes left. So I can kick us off.
Yeah, kick us off if you have something in mind.
Okay. So I want to preface this by saying I am pretty good at setting boundaries.
From someone who knows you, and I would consider myself your friend.
Yeah,
I think you're great at it.
Thank you.
You're great. Yeah.
I also consider my boundary setting rigid. And this is what I mean. There's this girl I wrote down her on here, TikTok. Her name is Janine Kraft. It's at Kraft's Couch. She talks about ways to say no, ways to tell people no, which is so uncomfortable, like especially if you're a people pleaser. I am not a people pleaser. And I have no problem telling people no. And what I mean by rigid,
I love how you're like wearing you have the red lipstick and the red shirt. You're like, no, you will not. No. What I mean by rigid is someone will text me, hey, like we're going to a party tonight. Want to come? No. no.
That's just, it is, period.
You just say no.
Period.
You don't say anything else.
What it is. I don't say anything else. So what this girl, Janine Kreff, talks about is how to soften your no's. So for example, instead of just saying no, which would be like black coffee. Mm-hmm. Not everybody's got a taste for black coffee. It's very, what would
strong.
It's definitely
it can
strong.
Be abrasive at times. I mean, you can take a sip and you're like, it's bitter. Oh, God.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas she would maybe offer something like this. And I love this. This is brilliant. And I encourage you to be more like Janine and less like me. But she says, that sounds really fun. And I'd love to spend more time with you, but I've been exhausted lately and I'd really like to have some time for myself. That's like a caramel macchiato with like extra whipped cream and maybe even some sprinkles on top. Like that's a great way to say no.
Smooth, you know?
So what I'm getting at with these boundaries, and like I said, I just want everybody to know I'm a black coffee person. No is just no. There was a time where I was hanging out with one of my friends at the time, and we had like hung out all day together. And
is this the friend I know about that's no longer a friend?
Yes. Yeah. We had hung out all day together, and I'm very introverted, so I need like battery charging time. Yeah. And she had mentioned after we had laid out by the pool, gotten lunch, like a whole day, she was like, oh, and there's this party tonight. And when she mentioned it hours and hours before, I was like, yeah, I'm down. Like I was a little tipsy. We had the whole day ahead of us. Like I was ready to rage. But as the day went on, and then as this party got closer, I was like, oh, I don't really want to, you know?
Yeah.
And so I finally said, hey, look, like I know I said I was going to go to this party, but I'm just really feeling exhausted. Like I need some time to myself, so I'm going to skip out. And the pushback that I got was just like,
what happened?
Well, I mean, it wasn't anything dramatic, but it was like, oh, come on, you said you'd go. Please, like, I really want you to come, like, because I don't know many of these people, and I'd love it if you know what I mean? And like almost guilt trippy, and I don't like that. And so I kind of had to just be like, no, like I can't commit to that. Like, I'm sorry that I said it earlier, but right now I'm just like, I wouldn't be any fun. Trust me, if you get me to go somewhere where I'm just totally wiped, and my best friend Alyssa can speak to this, it's like, you know when kids get mad at their parents, and so they spend like whatever time with them, like sulking, and they just like are like this.
You're like, trust me, you don't want me there.
You don't want me there
like,
because
that's be fun at all.
That's exactly what's going to happen. So here's the thing, though. It didn't necessarily bother me that she did that, because I feel like that's not my problem. Like, it's not my problem that you don't want to take no for an answer.
And it's interesting that you're no longer friends with this person.
Well, and that is also something I wanted to talk about. When you notice that friends in that particular case continually push your boundaries, you have to start thinking, is this a friend? Or is this somebody that just wants something from me all the time? So that was, I mean, there are so many factors in that, but that was definitely one of the things where I had to evaluate, like, is this somebody I want in my life who just won't, like, let me do my thing.
How many times did it happen where that kind of went down between you guys before you decided, you know what, this is not...
So you're okay.
I was going to stick my finger in her drink. This is just not someone I really think is a friend.
Well, I would say several, and they would up the ante every time. So that was just a small example. Another example would be, she was having some issues with her family, and she called me very late at night, and I didn't answer because, again, I have boundaries. Like, it's 11:30 p.m., I'm at home in bed, like, I just feel like you can't really drop everything you're doing for everyone all the time.
And you get up really early for work.
Exactly.
Like, you have a really crazy schedule.
Yes. And she was just calling my phone, and just saying, like, oh my God, like, I really need a place to crash tonight because ABC. And I just had to, I couldn't.
Yeah.
You know, like, things like that.
It sounds like it was a lot of drama all the time.
That too.
With this friend.
That too.
You know?
Yeah. But anyway, like I was saying, I think what helped in that situation and really helped weed out that friendship was that I had strong boundaries and noticed that she would constantly overstep or push or whatever it was. And I'm not a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I can't be, maybe work related. I think you could probably push me over a little bit more at work.
Yeah.
But in just my personal life, I'm not.
Okay.
So have you had a situation or where you've really had to like put your foot down with a friend?
Well, as you guys probably could have guessed, like, yeah. I mean, I'm the opposite.
Okay.
Oh,
so you feel like you're a people
recovering
pleaser.
Recovering people pleaser. I'm trying really hard. Like, I've read a lot of books. I read this book called Boundaries. It's great. I read Codependent No More. Another good book rec if you're struggling with this. But yeah, like I have definitely had to end friendships because and it's half my fault because I kind of allowed people to push. And I would say no, but then I would still be their friend, you know? And then I started to build resentment. And then I was like, this person is not really a friend. And I probably could have saved myself and the other person, you know, a lot of just whatever back and forth if I would have just kind of seen it, realized, you know what, I'm just not really compatible with this person, and kind of allowed the friendship to fade. I mean, it's so hard to end a friendship. Like, I hate it. I hate everything about it. But sometimes you have to.
Do you do the slow fade, or is there ever like a conversation?
Depends. It depends on what went down. Like, if it's something that's like major and I've already communicated like nicely, like, hey, you know what, that hurt my feelings or whatever it is. And if that person pushes back or they don't see it, which actually did happen kind of like a couple months ago, and it really hurt my feelings. I was like, wow, this person does not care about my feelings at all. And then I had to think, I was like, well, is that really a friend I want to have? It's not. No, like, I want my friends to care about me because I care about how they feel. So it just kind of revealed that that wasn't a true friend in the way that I define it. Everybody defines it differently. So yeah, I was like, oh, and I slow faded that one.
They're probably more prevalent than like actual relationship breakups, friendship breakups.
Totally.
And like nobody really talks about it.
I know.
And these people, like,
you almost can't talk about it because it's like awkward.
I know.
It's like you don't want to be gossiping and then it like gets weird.
That's true too. Yeah. But I think it's important to note that it's, I mean, a regular part of life and friendships. But here's one thing I want to end on as far as like, not a call to action, but just a call to evaluation. If you feel like people are constantly, you know, won't take no for an answer, pushing your boundaries, I want you to ask yourself, am I a people pleaser? And am I letting them, you know, like, and I don't want to be like, well, it's your fault, but think about it. Like, do you maybe feel the need to please everyone and do the things that people, I see that too. I don't think you can, but it's a single hair. It's very strange. Do you feel the need to do the things people want you to do or above what you want for yourself? So there's that. If that's the case, then really think about how you can set some firm boundaries. And like I said, which like, man, can you open that back up? From Janine Kraft on TikTok, she really is great with that kind of stuff. She'll offer ways to say no and not feel bad about it.
I think that like really it's, I mean, in my personal journey of learning about just how to be better at, you know, setting up boundaries and all of that, for me, it was about self-worth. It's like, okay, what do I really want? Do I value myself? I value the other person, but am I also valuing myself? You know?
True.
So it's kind of like asking yourself those questions, getting really clear about what makes you feel uncomfortable, what doesn't. Listen to your gut, do a little gut check. And then if it's really your friend and you're approaching them in a way that's honest and from your heart, if they're really your friend, they're going to get it. And if they're not, then you just might not be compatible. So,
and that's when you should consider, you know, ending that friendship.
Yeah, go find another friend that like does let you be you. Because life is short.
It is.
Life is short. People
make that mistake. So our modern day mantra today is very relevant to this topic. I love it. It's from Lamott. She says, no is a complete sentence, which is obviously something that a lot of us forget. Me especially. Well, not me especially, but I think, I'm just like, no, period. But some people think that they need to give an excuse. So it's like, no, because whatever it is. Honestly, you don't even need to offer up an explanation why it's a no. You don't need to. It's nice too, especially if it's somebody that you really, you know, care about. Like if Brittany was like, hey, can you film today? I'm not gonna be like, no.
It's just a no.
Like I would
straight up, no
I'd be
period.
Like, no, because A, B, C, D, whatever it is. Could you imagine if it's like,
I'd be like,
no.
well, okay. All right.
Yeah, understand that there are people in your life,
I'd cry.
the ones who don't overstep your boundaries that, I feel like deserve an explanation for your no.
Yeah.
But then the other people, just no. No, period.
Just no.
Period.
Don't let them push you around, guys.
Yeah,
You're an
exactly.
astronaut. Remember who you are.
You're an astronaut.
Oh
Anyway, okay, so this episode turned out pretty good.
You guys, it was
Despite
good. It was deep.
the
I feel
nail
like
that fell off, the spider who made an appearance.
I feel like that made it interesting. Even more interesting.
I know. It was like such a
like
heartfelt topic. Like everyone's going
man.
through this, and there's a spider.
And there's spider. But
yeah, we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for following along, following us on Instagram at Astro Candy Podcast. You can always send us your spirit guides if you've got a dilemma or something and you want advice moving forward, and Brittany will pull from the tarot deck. You can hit us up, DM us on Instagram, or email us at astrocandypodcast@gmail.com. Also want to know, you're watching this right now, so you know, but people listening, we are available to watch. Kind of creepy sounding.
That makes sense.
But you can watch us
Boundaries.
on YouTube. So just search Astro Candy Podcast, and if you're watching, you can also listen to us on the go if you maybe can't get the visual aspect or whatever. Also, YouTube is funny. Unless you pay for it, you can't have it on in the background.
What do you mean?
Like if you are watching a YouTube video or something and maybe you just want to listen to it, you can't keep it on in the background and move to another app.
Oh, I hate that.
I hate that too.
I've seen
So
that.
if you just want to find us on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, then you can do that too. All right, that's
Nice.
it. Woo! We killed it. And that's all.
Bye, guys.
Later.